AITA for taking care of my dad financially against my wife's wishes.
Oh, God.
You guys into this or what?
This is going to be brutal.
I'm M35, male 35, Ronnie. That's what the M means.
Got
it. My wife is F28. We've been married.
Bingo.
We've been married for... Please don't say bingo.
God damn, man.
Please don't say bingo during this submission.
Is Ronnie the asshole? Yes. We can all agree upon
Bingo.
this.
What a weird game of bingo.
Yeah, I
Got
don't...
you your final letter with wife, female
It's hot because
28.
I'm a pig.
Yeah, that's weird, Ronnie. You're a weird, sick boy. I'm M35. My wife is F28. We've been married for 3 years now. My dad is 65 and retired now with a small but decent pension. My mom passed away when I was 10, and my dad never remarried and never had another relationship, to my knowledge. He raised me and my sister by himself and worked 3 jobs for over 10 years to support my sister and I through university. My dad is the hardest working person I've ever known and heard of. That's a little bold. He is my inspiration and my hero. He was born in a tin hut. Okay. I shouldn't be
What a
laughing.
left turn.
That really took me by surprise. He was born in a tin hut in rural Bangladesh and came to Canada with nothing and worked tirelessly every day to help himself out. I am very successful and I've been taking care of my dad since I graduated uni, and I provided him with about $1,000 a month, and my sister, who's a social worker, gives him about $300. His house is paid off, and I paid for a full renovation to his place this year, which my wife wasn't too happy about, but his place needed major work. My wife came to me last week and suggested I stop giving my dad $1,000 a month, as he now gets a small pension from work and an old age pension from the government, and he basically has no bills except for minimal utilities, food, gas on a Benz I bought him for his 65th birthday, and personal stuff. I told her that I want him to chill now that he's older and worked hard his whole life, and the extra $1,000 I give him helps him eat at a better restaurant, get a nicer suit, go on holidays, etc. He also started seeing a woman who's in her 40s. No bingo there, Ronnie.
Yeah,
no bingo
you
there.
asshole.
I think that's a big bingo. Are you kidding me? I can't wait to be 65 seeing a 40. That's so weird, because a 25-year gap at that age, it's like weird, but a 25-year gap at like, oh, I'm 40 and she's 15. What are you guys upset about?
What?
I'm sorry. Bingo. Who's in her 40s and they're pretty happy, so I'm extremely happy for my dad. The money helps with dates and stuff like that and gives him a better standard of living. My wife just basically put her foot down and told me that we need to save more, but we don't. I pulled in $500K last year. She made around $110K, and we are doing very well and have no kids, and I own our condo we live in outright. She basically called me an asshole for guilting her into giving money to my dad and said he's a grown man and can figure things out for himself. AITA.
No.
Oh,
Not
my
at all.
God.
I mean, this is insanity.
You make so much money.
These numbers are crazy.
This is the thing. My brain the whole time was like, he makes a lot of money. He makes $50,000, right? That's what I thought the whole time until he said 500,000. Like, it's like, oh, that's a huge difference.
Yeah. So to use someone who makes $50,000 makes a lot of money. I'm just gonna leave that linger. Okay.
Come see me live, guys. I really need to make more than
Please
$50,000.
at the Hatchet place.
The thing about Lucas is, though, he's really good at being poor. Like Lucas, and he'll brag about it, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's one of the poor things? Like one of your poor hacks? Like, can we tell them about the Medicaid thing?
Oh, I'm on Medicaid? That's not even poor. That's just everyone who's poor should be doing this.
It's not really a hack.
No, isn't there? No, I don't mean like, whoa, you have insurance? Whoa. No, but isn't there a thing you do? Certain things that you get from the government for free?
No.
Anyway, Lucas is a criminal, but I can't out him.
Yeah.
You don't have any poor tips for anybody?
Oh, I definitely have some poor tips. Soup kitchens, really great
You
place.
just go to a soup kitchen?
Yeah, they have good food, and they give you free bread afterward.
That's nice.
Like a loaf.
Jesus.
That's why. That's why.
you're doing no carbs.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, I
thank
thought you were keto. That's the morally objectionable part to Roddy. He's like, oh, who gives a shit that he's stealing from the homeless? Yeah, I mean, there's just a point when this guy's making $500K and his wife is on his ass about literally.
She's also making
less.
$110K.
Yeah, absolutely. They have shit tons of money. I mean, this is a lot of money by anyone saying, I don't care where you live. This is a lot of money.
It's not that much for me, but go on.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're a billionaire son like Ronnie. What a fall from Gary's, by the way, that you now work in a doggy daycare and your dad has $1 billion. Wow, you know?
Hey, well, I'm
Maybe
making
just
it on my
forgive
own.
him. Maybe just forgive him. Whatever. What do I know?
Well, I think it's also he's even with Benz. He's like, I think there's something weird about just like making your dad like live this lifestyle that like.
So the Benz is a
doesn't
birthday
need.
gift. I mean, what? He can't have nice things? I mean, this guy even says, look, there's also a thing of like, this guy's from Bangladesh, right? So he left a like impoverished country to give his kid a better life, and now his kid has a better life. I mean, that's great.
Beautiful. He was born in a tin hut.
Exactly.
And now he's in the Benz with a
pause on
girlfriend
that?
that's way out of his league.
A tin
Or
hut.
out of his age.
I don't even know what tin is. What is that, like metal?
I think it probably gets very hot in the summer.
Probably hot.
In a tin hut? Let me tell you what it gets in a tin hut. Whatever it is outside, that's what it gets in a tin hut. That's shit. I think this guy is a good son, and he was recognizing the fact that had his dad not, fucking worked his ass off so that his son could go to college, etc., have a stable household in Canada, he wouldn't have been able to make $500,000 a year.
Who is this woman?
What is this? What is 10 grand? That's like what? Literally 2%. That is 2% of his
She's
gross
28.
earnings.
She's 28 years old and makes 110.
Yeah, my question is about this 40
But
year old.
you guys are poor. You guys are stuck on. That's not that crazy. To be 28 making six figures? I mean, it depends what she does, but it's not that wild.
If it's anywhere other than New York City, that's huge.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, these are New York City numbers or San Francisco. There's no way. There's no way this person's like, we live in, Kansas City.
Well, they're in Canada.
Yeah, well, they're in
That's
Canada
a
and they live in
lot
Toronto.
They make a lot of money.
Yeah, they're in Toronto. Well, the Canadian dollar goes less far, so it's almost like they're poor, making $400,000.
He paid a full renovation to his house, that's a lot.
He's got him a lot.
Well, a full renovation to the house maybe costs
A Benz?
$50,000.
Yeah.
He makes $500 a year.
Yeah, but I mean, look, she wants to start a family. I mean, 35, 28, come on. They're like, what about investing in the home instead of like, your father's
Yeah,
home?
especially if you're just like, I want my dad to have a good lifestyle. Ew, gross. Who cares about your dad?
I mean, I'm much
I don't
more
really, like-
on board if
I
she
don't
was like, getting the Bentley was excessive. I'd be like, all right, yeah, that is excessive. He doesn't need a Bentley.
Plus, he's 65 years old. They're in Canada, free healthcare. He's going to be alive for a long time. Is he just going to be spending all the money, giving it to his father?
No, he's giving all that money to his 40-year-old girlfriend.
What? Oh.
That's gross. That's the gross
I
thing.
hadn't thought of that.
That's what's so gross
Yeah.
about it is that you're like, I'm basically giving you $1,000 so you can give it to your girlfriend. So you can go and take her out on fancy
that's
dates.
not what he says. He says the money helps with dates and stuff like that and gives him a better standard of living.
I feel like he's holding back. I feel like the wife probably has more reason because there's one sentence for her reason is that we need to save more, but we don't. And that's like all of her side that we see. I feel like there's got to be something else going on.
Yeah, to me, that 40-year-old difference, that 25-year difference, and then being all like, you're also just like, your dad has exorbitant spending. Like he doesn't have to go out to a fancy restaurant you know what I mean? Like,
well,
guess what? Good restaurants are sometimes cheap.
Sarah L agrees with you, Andy. He said NTA, but you should find out what beef your wife really has with your dad.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's like there's so much more going on that it's weird.
He's not giving her story enough, like, because clearly this isn't just about saving, because it's such a trivial amount of their income.
Yeah, and
know
also, but giving your dad a Benz is weird
That's a
too.
lot.
Like if I give my mom a Benz,
Oh, is it a Benz or a Bentley? What's a Bentley? Is that a motorcycle?
no, a Benz is like
a Mercedes Benz.
Mercedes-Benz.
it's like probably $100,000.
It's also a great album by Radiohead.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Damn it,
That was
Ronnie.
awesome.
Where's the eject button? I'm like an evil podcast host who ejects people. Sarah W says definitely NTA, but it sounds like you may need to see a divorce lawyer. Why do people always have to do this? Like, why, Sarah? Why does this have to go to a nuclear situation? No, it doesn't. Talk to your wife. Figure out what's wrong with her. This doesn't have to end your goddamn marriage.
Also, you make so much money, she's gonna take half of that.
Jenna C writes, NTA, I usually always side with the wife as I am a wife. Okay, deep. But yours sound like a greedy snatch. Jesus.
Whow, Jen.
that caught me off
Greedy
guard.
snatch. Damn.
I just picture a vagina with a little arm coming out of it, like grabbing piles of money.
Money.
Nah.
Weird. Well, she goes on, I must add that if this is motivated by her being treated poorly by her father, that needs to be addressed. Trying to figure out why she'd have an issue, and that could be it. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously more going on here unless this woman, I mean, look, some people are like that. Some people are like squirrels, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter how much money they make, they're just not going to spend on certain things, or they find certain things excessive, you know? Like there's people who eat at Chipotle even though they make six figures, you know? Or
Guilty.
McDonald's. Guilty? Yeah.
Boom.
Everybody glass door doggy daycare and see what the salary is on that. You know what's going to come up? Nothing. Because doggy daycares aren't even on fucking Glassdoor. Because
I don't even know what Glassdoor is.
it's a site for checking salaries and shit.
Yikes.
Anyway, I think we all agree AITA for taking care of my dad financially against my wife's wishes. I'm actually ready to say info. I don't feel like OP has told enough of the story. I don't believe this woman is a quote unquote greedy snatch. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to say info.
I'm going to say his girlfriend is.
You're ready to say the girlfriend is the asshole?
The girl, yeah, the 40-year-old girlfriend who's with this guy.
Oh, you're calling the 40-year-old. So you're saying NTA and then that person is?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
I vote info. I think there's more. There's so much info about the dad. Like we know where he was
Yeah.
born.
Yeah.
He was born in a tin hut, and we don't know anything about the wife that this guy married.
We know the building materials of his birth home, but nothing about her.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Ronnie?
I think info. Yeah, I'm going to vote for info.